Good evening, I'm Brett Baer. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle will acknowledge it's been a bad week for Obamacare. And it's only Wednesday. Republicans are eager to characterize the troubles as death by 1,000 cuts. Democrats say they're delays and changes that can be dealt with. But those mounting delays and digressions from the letter of the law of the president's signature health care plan are giving GOP lawmakers an opening to try to scuttle the entire thing and blame it on those self-inflicted wounds. We have Fox team coverage tonight. Wendell Goller tells us how the Obama team is trying to sell its latest strategy. But we begin with Chief National Correspondent Jim Angle on Republicans trying to keep that from happening. Good evening, Jim.
Hello, Brett. Well, several Republican senators argued today that if the administration is going to delay the employer mandate, it should also delay the mandate on individuals who may depend on employers for their insurance.
It's past time the president acknowledges the burden placed on everyday Americans, middle-class families, and those who are already struggling to make it in this sluggish economy.
We need to extend that delay also for every individual.
Permanently, some argue. One Republican says the administration delayed the employer mandate to push the painful part of the law past the 2014 elections.
If this is such a good thing, why not let people know about it before the election, not after?
Another senator noted the president delayed the pain of the employer mandate, which some fear will cost jobs, while keeping the candy in the law, new benefits to individuals.
Kind of hang the benefits out there to try and get people really addicted to the good things that they think are in the bill.
A House hearing today also questioned the administration's recent actions on Obamacare, including the way it was quietly released.
Late before a holiday weekend, the administration on a blog post essentially whispers, "It's not working. Oops, this is a mess."
A Democratic supporter conceded he might have handled recent changes differently.
I might have preferred a different approach, but it's not my job to speculate on best practices for the White House.
He added that it's better to delay and get it right than rush and get it wrong, as he argued most employers already provide insurance in order to get the best workers.
For 95% of the employers who already offer coverage to their employees, we have every reason to believe they will continue to do so.
You cannot deny that Obamacare, we'll use your term, is helping millions of Americans.
Meanwhile, the administration announced the latest moves to sign people up.
1,159 health centers across the nation will receive $150 million in grant awards to help enroll uninsured Americans in new health coverage options made available by the Affordable Care Act.
The money for such things, of course, comes from more than $1 trillion in new taxes over the next decade, including a new one on insurance premiums. Brett?
Jim, thank you. The administration is taking the health care fight to its critics. White House correspondent Wendell Goller has that part of the story tonight.
Forced to defend the president's decision to delay Obamacare's employer mandate, the White House attacked the people who were challenging the decision.
People who suggest that there's anything unusual about the delaying of a deadline and the implementation of a complex and comprehensive law are, deliberately sticking their heads in the sand or just willfully ignorant about past precedent.
Technically, administration officials say the Treasury Department has the authority to order the delay, but Obamacare critics feel there should be another consideration.
The key issue in front of us is the fairness of postponing this major mandate on businesses but not postponing it on families and individuals.
After dozens of Republican-led attempts to repeal all or part of the Affordable Care Act, the White House believes Republicans are seizing on any opportunity to delay its implementation. The fact that Democratic Senator Tom Harkin also opposes delaying the mandate is a complication. Harkin is quoted as saying, "This was the law. How can they change the law?" Press Secretary Jay Carney says it's not about Harkin.
But I'm asking you about a Democrat who says you cannot delay that provision of the law.
Pretending that this is about a Democrat.
At a House committee hearing, a small business association leader declined to weigh in on the legality of the delay, but he said it was welcome.
When you're ill-prepared, as a general rule, it's advisable to delay, postpone, or even cancel. In this case, small business people, small business owners, certainly are receptive to the delay.
But Obamacare critics say even though the delay buys time, the only real cure for the law's problems is repeal. And if they can't get satisfaction in a court of law, they'll try the court of public opinion.
If the president can selectively enforce a provision under Obamacare, what's to say that he can't selectively enforce or not enforce a provision on border security and an immigration package?
With any lack of any better term, that makes him a ruler. He's not a president, he's a ruler.
House Speaker John Boehner says Mr. Obama can count on another House vote to try and repeal the individual mandate. Folks here say it'll have about as much impact on the Affordable Care Act as the other repeal votes. Brett?
Wendell Goller live on the North Lawn. Wendell, thank you. Now,